Hi dear students, this is the sixth part of the fifth module of the subject EST 100 Engineering Mechanics. In this presentation, we will study about rotation under constant moment. The equation of rigid body rotating about a fixed axis is given by T into I alpha. This equation is already we have seen. The general equation for a rigid body rotating about a fixed axis is given by T is equal to I into alpha, where I is the moment of inertia and alpha is the angular acceleration. Now this equation can be written as T is equal to I into d square theta by dt square. We are replacing alpha by d square theta by dt square, where theta is the angular displacement. This also is a fundamental relation, that is alpha is equal to d square theta by dt square. So instead of alpha we are writing d square theta by dt square. So the equation becomes T is equal to I into d square theta by dt square. Therefore d square theta by dt square equal to T by I. Now here T and I both are constant. Now integrating on both sides, we will have integral d square theta by dt square equal to integral T by I in the right side. So integrating left side, integral d square theta by dt square is nothing but integral d theta by dt. Integral d square theta by dt square becomes d theta by dt. On right side it becomes, since t and both t and I are constants, so it becomes t by I into t plus c1, where c1 is the constant of integration. Now again integrating this equation, integral d theta by dt equal to integral of this one, integral of t by I into t plus c1. Now left side it becomes integral d theta by dt is nothing but theta, so theta equal to right side it becomes t by I into t square by 2 plus c1 into t plus c2. So this is the final equation, theta equal to t by I into t square by 2 plus c1t plus c2, where c2 is the another constant of integration. Now if you can find out the values of c1 and c2 based on some boundary conditions given, then you can calculate the value of theta once t and torque t, moment of inertia I, and time t are known. So these types of problems are very rarely coming, so there is not much about this one. There is not much to think about this one, but some practical problems under this topic, that is rotation under constant moment, is important. We will move on to the numerical problems. The first one is, the rotor and the shaft weighs 2500 Newton and the radius of gyration with respect to the axis of the rotation is 250 mm. See, this is the rotor and shaft arrangement. This is the rotor and this one is the shaft. So the rotor and shaft weight 2500 Newton. The entire weight of this arrangement is 2500 Newton and radius of gyration with respect to the axis of rotation is 250 mm. See here, the radius of gyration k value is directly given. K of this shaft and rotor is 250 mm. Calculate the acceleration of the falling weight for 50 Newton if the shaft radius is 125 mm. See, the shaft radius, this radius is 125 mm, and you can see some string is attached to this shaft, and at the end of the string a weight is added, that is 450 Newton. So once the weight is moving downward, means there it will create some rotation for this shaft. That is what is practically happening. So we want to find out the acceleration of the falling weight if we want to find out. So let P be the tension in the string. See, since weight is attached to the one end of the string, there will be a tensile force acting at the other end of the string. So P will be acting upward at this end. So weight acting downward, at the end where it is tied to the weight, a tensile force will be acting upward. P will be acting upward. So P will be the tension in the string. Torque due to the weight is equal, T is equal to, as we know, torque is tangential force into radial distance to the center of rotation, axis of rotation. So here the axis of rotation is nothing but this radius, and the tangential force, you can see this string is actually tangential to this circle. So the tangential force acting on this string is tension on the string P. So the torque will be practically tension on the string into this radial distance. So I think the concept is clear. The tension on the string is the tangential force acting on the surface of this shaft. and radius is this one. The diameter is given as somewhere it is given, shaft radius is 125 mm. Here it is given radius of the shaft is 125 mm. So the total torque acting on the shaft T is equal to P into the radius of the shaft, P into R. But we have from the fundamental equation torque T is equal to I into alpha, where I is the moment of inertia, alpha angular acceleration. Therefore these two right side we can compare. So P into R is equal to I is actually m into k square, where m is mass and k is radius of gyration, and alpha angular the relation between angular acceleration alpha and tangential acceleration is tangential acceleration at equal to r alpha. That was our general equation. So from that you will get alpha equal to a by r. I am not writing at since acceleration is tangential. The acceleration of this weight means it is tangential to this shaft, so it is actually a is tangential acceleration. So actually it is at by r. I am not writing t, it is already understood, so a by r. Now P is equal to, now from this equation R is taken to the right side, so P is equal to mk square into a by r square. M is given, the weight of m means the mass of this entire shaft and rotor. It is given as, actually weight is given as 2500 Newton. If you divide by 9.81 then you will get mass. So 2500 divided by 9.81 into k is given as 250 mm. So in converting into meter it will become 0.25. So k square means 0.25 square into a. The value of a we don't know, that is what we want to find out. So a divided by r square. R is given as 125 mm, so 0.125 meter. So 0.125 square r square. From this equation you will get P is equal to 1019.37 a. That is the one relation connecting P and a. Now considering the dynamic equilibrium of this weight alone, see the weight is moving downward, so along the motion direction the force acting is weight of this one, that is 450 Newton, and opposite to that on the string we are having that tensile force P. So W minus P is the net force acting, that will be equal to MA. So instead of M I am writing W by G into A. So A means acceleration of this one, same acceleration. So this A and this A both are same. So W equal to P plus W by G into A. So already you know that P is equal to 1019.37 a. So I am substituting here. Here I am having 1a, here 1a. I am taking it outside. So combining these two terms you will get W equal to 1065.24 a. Therefore A equal to W by 1065.24. That means W is given as 450 Newton. So 450 by 1065.24, that is equal to 0.42 meter per second square. See in this problem what I have done is I have find out the torque acting on this system at the center of rotation. So torque is net force tangential to the system into that radial distance. So I have identified with the equilibrium, considering the equilibrium I have identified the tensile force will be the tangential force acting at this shaft, so that into radial distance will give the torque. Now one more equation connecting torque is equal to I into alpha, where alpha I is the moment of inertia and alpha is the angular acceleration. So combining these two equations I have finally got the expression for acceleration. Now next problem is a right circular cylinder of mass 500 kg and radius 10 cm is suspended from a string that is wound around its circumferences. If the cylinder is allowed to fall freely, find the acceleration of its mass center and the tension in the string. See, a right circular cylinder of mass 500 kg. Actually a cylinder is there having mass 500 kg and radius 10 cm. Some string is wound around it, and one end is the cylinder is suspended from the one end. So what happens is, due to the weight of the cylinder, the string will unwound and the cylinder will fall downward. That is what is actually happening. So the weight of mass of the cylinder is given, radius is given as 10 cm. That is actually the cylinder will be rotating about its own center while falling downward. So the radius to the center of rotation is 10 cm. And what else given in the question is, if the cylinder is allowed to fall freely, it is falling due to its own weight. Find the acceleration. Actually we want to find the acceleration of the cylinder and tension in the string also we want to find out. Let the tension in the string be P, as we have considered that just the problem just we have seen earlier. We are assuming that the tension in the string is P and acceleration of the cylinder is A, and angular acceleration be alpha. Now consider the downward motion of the cylinder. We know that net force equal to m into a, that is the dynamic equilibrium equation. Now net force, we know that the cylinder is moving downward, so towards the downward direction we are having the weight of the cylinder will be acting, that is m into g, and the tensile force P will be acting upward in the string. So mg minus P will be the net force, and m is the mass of the cylinder and a is the acceleration of the cylinder. So this equation actually we got from the dynamic equilibrium equation. So 500, mass is 500 into 9.81 equal to P plus m is actually 500 kilogram, m into a, so 500 into a. So P plus 500 a equal to 4905. That is equation 1. Keep it as such. Now from the constant rotation equation we have torque T acting on at the center of the cylinder will be P into R. P is the tensile force acting on the string. So that tensile force will be actually tangential to the cylinder surface. So torque T equal to P into R. That is equal to, again equal to I into alpha, where I is the point of inertia, alpha is the angular acceleration. Now I is mr square by 2 since it is cylinder, and into alpha, that will be I alpha, mr square by 2 into alpha. So P into R is equal to mr square by 2 into alpha. Now mr square by 2 into, actually alpha is tangential acceleration A by R, that is the general equation, or alpha R alpha equal to AT, that was the general equation. So alpha equal to A by R. Now substituting on the earlier equation, T is equal to P into R equal to, this becomes this R and R will cancel, so M into A into R by 2. So P is equal to, from these two we get P is equal to M into A by 2. See, this R and this R will get cancelled, so P is equal to MA by 2. That's equal to M is given as 500, so M by 2 is 250. So finally P is equal to 250. That is our equation 2. Here we have got one equation, P plus 500A equal to 4905. That is our equation 1. Here we got equation 2 as P is equal to 250A. Now substituting for P in the equation 1, we get, see here P, instead of P I am substituting 250A. 250A plus 500A equal to 4905. So only unknown quantity is A, so I can take it A outside. So A is equal to, finally you will get as 6.54 meter square. Now substituting for A in this equation, you will get P equal to 1635 Newton. Okay. Now the third problem is, two blocks of masses 10 kilogram and 25 kilogram are attached to the two ends of a flexible rope. The rope passes over a pulley of diameter 500 mm. The mass of the pulley is 7.5 kg and its radius of gyration is 200 mm. See here, radius of gyration K is given. Find the acceleration of the masses and the tension on the either side of the rope. See, this is the situation. This is the pulley. This one is the pulley. This is the pulley. On the pulley, a rope is attached. On the either side of the rope, two weights are attached. Here we have a 10 kg mass and here we have a 25 kg mass. So what happens is, once the 25 kg mass moves downward, 10 kg mass will be moving upward. Due to that motion of the 25 kg and 10 kg, a rotation of the pulley will be happening in the clockwise direction. That is what is shown. This is the direction of motion of the pulley, and the weight of mass of the pulley and diameter, everything is given. As you can see, since weight is attached at this point, there will be a tensile force TB. Since the weight is B, a tensile force TB will be acting towards upward direction at this point, and at this point same TB will be acting in the downward direction. See, tension on this string will be on both ends, it will be opposite in direction. One end if it is upward, other end it will be in the downward direction. So at this point TB will be, if you are considering the free body of the point block B, then TB will be upward. But if you think about the case of the pulley, free body diagram of the pulley, TB will be acting downward. At this point TB will be downward. Here also same thing is happening. Due to this weight, TA will be acting upward direction if you talk about the free body diagram of A alone. But if you take the free body diagram of pulley, then what happens is TA will be acting downward. So TA in this side it is downward, TB in this side it is downward. Both side it is downward. But think about the moment created. See, this TB will be creating a moment on this pulley at the center. That moment is, that is what is, that turning moment is called the torque, and value of that torque is TB into R. See, it is the effect of that turning moment is to rotate the pulley in the clockwise direction. But what about TA? See, TA is, it is effect will be, the magnitude of that torque will be TA into R, but the effect is to rotate the pulley in the anti-clockwise direction. So TB into R is clockwise direction, this one will be in the opposite direction. So if it is positive, then this one will be negative. Right, remember all these things. Now moving on to the problem. Consider the downward motion of the block B. We are talking about the dynamic equilibrium of the block B. Then you will get, see, block B is moving downward. So along the motion direction we have the weight acting in this direction. So 25 into 9.81 will be the weight acting in this direction, minus TB will be acting upward, that will be the net force. 25 into 9.81 minus TB is the net force, that will be equal to M into A. M is 25. I am assuming that acceleration of this 25 kg is A. So the same acceleration is acting at tangential to this pulley. So since it is connected on the same rope, so what happens is, whatever acceleration is having at this point, here also the same acceleration will be there. Distance traveled by the both body will be same, that means acceleration will be same. So this also will be having, body A also will have the same acceleration A, but here acceleration is downward, here acceleration is upward, that's all. Anyway, net force is along the direction is W 25 into G minus TB. So 25 into 9.81 minus TB equal to MA 25 into A, that is equation 1. Consider the upward motion of block A. Now second one is block A is moving upward. Now the dynamic equilibrium equation gives, see, the motion is upward. So in the along the motion direction, TA force acting is TA, and in the downward direction 10 into 9.81 will be acting. So net force is TA minus 10 into 9.81. That is very important. That net force is positive, you have to take it as along the direction of motion, and negative opposite to the motion direction. Then only the equation will be correct. So that will be equal to M into A. So the final equation is TA minus 10 into 9.81 equal to 10 into A. 10 is the mass and A is the acceleration. Now we got two equations. Now consider the rotation of the pulley. Now talking about the pulley, the net torque is equal to I into alpha, that is T is equal to I alpha. I is equal to mk square, that also we know. Alpha equal to A by R, that also is known for you. Now you want to find the net torque. Torque means net force into that radial distance. Tangential force into radial distance will give total torque. See, here you are having two tangential forces, one TB at this side and one TA at this side. So I have already told, if TB is taken as positive, TA is to be taken as negative. So I am taking this direction, TB clockwise moment, as positive. So TB into R is the torque created by tension T on the string. So the torque at this side is TB into R, but this side the torque is TA into R, but this is opposite, anti-clockwise. So net torque acting on this pulley is TB into R minus TA into R, that will be the net torque. So net torque equal to I alpha. So TB into R minus TA into R equal to mk square into A by R. From that equation you will get TB minus TA equal to, see, TB R is common, R can be taken to the right side. So TB minus TA equal to 7.5. See, M and all, it is given this, see, M is given as 7.5 and K is equal to 200 mm, that means 0.2. So mk square equal to 7.5 into 0.2 square into A by, actually it is A by R, but one R from the left side is coming to the right side, divided by R square. So it becomes A by R square. So A by R is actually 0.25. Total is 500 mm, so 0.5. So the half of that is radius, that means 0.25. So R square is 0.25 square. From this equation you will get TB minus TA equal to 4.8A. Simplifying all this, you will get as 4.8a. Now from equation 1 and 2 you have, see, from equation 1 you have Ta equal to this much, 10a minus 10a plus 10 into 9.81. From equation 2 you have Ta this much. From equation 1 you can have an expression for Tb alone. Now substituting for Ta and Tb, you will get Ta equal to 10a plus 10 into 9.81, that was from equation 2, and Tb minus Ta equal to 15 into 9.81 minus 35a. Just combining equation 1 and 2, that's all. And that will be Tb minus Ta is actually equal to 4.8a. So from these equation 1 and 2, I will find an expression connecting Tb minus Ta, and I will equate that to 4.8a. You just simplify this one, write it in a paper and see how it comes. Finally you will get 39.8a equal to 15 into 9.81. So from this you will get a is equal to 3.7 meter per second square. Okay. Now from equation 1 we have Tb. We will get that equation 1 is connecting Tb and acceleration a. So now we know the value of acceleration, so you can find the Tb from equation 1. So Tb equal to 152.77. Similarly, from either from equation 2 or from equation connecting these two, from this equation, anyway, both equations are okay. From any one of these two, equation 2 or 3, you will get Ta equal to 135 Newton. So these types of problems are very important. In this type of problems, what you have to remember is you want to just find out the torque acting on the body. Just torque is equal to that tangential force. You want to find out the tangential force, or the force tangential to the rotary plane or something like that, either shaft, cylinder or something like that. So you want to find the tangential force, then multiply it with the radius, then you will get the torque. That torque you equate it with I alpha equation. I alpha, I is mk square, and alpha instead of alpha you have to substitute tangential acceleration divided by r. Now from the dynamic equilibrium equation you will get some equation also. Combining all these equations you can solve the problem. So these type of problems are also very important in the exam point of view. Okay, thank you.